Drea O.
What up, everybody? It's your girl Drea O, and as you know, I'm everywhere you go. And I wanted to quickly hop up on here and talk to you guys about this interview that I had to cancel. And it's okay, because I'm actually okay with canceling this, because what happened to this young man was absolutely embarrassing, heartbreaking, nerve-wracking, everything. It was just, listen, I don't even know where to begin, but okay. I had an interview with a young man that wanted to come on my platform and let you guys know and basically give everybody a warning about something that happened to him. And the whole story is crazy. And it's so traumatic that we had everything set up to do the interview. And I talked through the whole situation with him, and my heart breaks for him because he's such a good guy. But he's so traumatized by what happened that he decided that he couldn't do the interview at this time. And I'm okay with that, because this is the kind of situation where I don't even know how to comfort him. Men are so different. Men are so strong. Like, you guys don't want to cry. You guys don't want to show any pain. If this was a woman, I'd be able to hug her and we would have our, emotional moments. But with him, he's so, I'm okay. But then he's not okay, because we were going to do the interview and then he ends up breaking down, saying that he's embarrassed and he doesn't want to do the interview. And I'm okay with that, because I'm like, yeah, like, take your time. We could do this whenever you're ready. But he's such a good person that he wanted me to still come on here and let you guys know and give everybody a heads up and a warning about what happened to him, so that it doesn't happen to you. So before we get too far into all of that, let me tell you a little bit about him and who he is. Young, handsome African-American man in his no kids, and all he does is work. He makes a lot of money. He has an apartment. He lives by himself, basically a bachelor pad, and he's such a good guy. When I tell you, he is not a dog at all. He's never done anything malicious to anybody besides the regular breakup stuff. And for something like this to happen to him is so heartbreaking, because what do they say? The good guys finish last. And I hate that, because there needs to be more good guys out there. And when situations like this story that I'm going to tell you happen, it turns people cold and evil. And this very much could be his evil origin story. And I pray that this does not turn him into a villain, because this world is so cold and there's so many evil things going on. And this was definitely something really evil that happened to him. So let me tell you the story about what happened to one of my associates that I was going to interview on my next episode. So boom, black male in his 30s, living downtown, working all the time. And he also plays basketball and he goes to the gym. He meal preps. He goes to church on Sunday. I'm telling y'all, he's a really good guy. Like, there's not even that many good guys left. He's one of them. And he's new to town. So he's basically looking for new friends, looking for fun. And like I said, he's always at work. So he's always working. So he doesn't necessarily have time to be out and about. And I'm telling him, like, go to Target, go to Jewel. Like, he's like, where do I meet girls? He doesn't drink that much. So he's not really a bar person. So he's not necessarily going to the bar after work and stuff like that. So I'm like, go to Jewel, go to these places, And he ends up just making a dating profile, which is, a lot of people are on dating profiles, especially busy people. So he decides to make a POF. And like I said, a lot of people are on dating apps. Some people like dating apps. Some people don't like dating apps. I don't have a problem with dating apps. My issue is, like, a POF, it makes you feel like there's so many options in the world and there's so many people, because plenty of fish, POF. But in my experience, even though there's a billion people on this planet, when you really meet somebody that you really like, you need to lock in, because it's cold outside and everybody's heartless out here. I mean, like, the world's in music and entertainment make you feel like you should date. Bro, as soon as you meet somebody that you really like and y'all compatible, lock in, because there's not that many good people out here. You're not going to keep on meeting good people. You might keep meeting people, but you might not keep meeting good people. So boom, Wednesday night, after he comes back from the gym, goes to get some groceries, just, his regular run-of-the-mill. And he's so tired of that. He actually wants to meet a really nice girl, and he actually wants to do right by her. And that's why this whole story breaks my heart, because he's not even a player. He's not even that kind of guy. So it's Wednesday night, and He's done meal prepping. He's done making his lunch for the next day. And he decides to download POF and make his POF account. So boom, he spends the next hour filling out his profile, uploading his pictures, making it all nice and stuff. And then he spends the rest of the night scrolling, swiping, seeing if he'll see anybody that he likes. And he ends up falling asleep, not meeting anybody. And that goes into what I said before. People like to think there's a million people in the world and there's so many options, He spent the whole night looking for options. He ain't find nobody. So he goes to work the next day, which is a Thursday, does the same thing again. But when he looks at his phone in the afternoon, he sees that somebody sent him a message and he clicks on it and he was like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. She's actually really, really pretty. He was actually kind of flattered because most of these dating apps, men are usually the ones that are reaching out. And I'm not sure what dating app it is where the woman is supposed to reach out first. But anyway, on this particular app, POF, she reached out first and he was kind of flattered by that because he spent the whole night last night looking and he couldn't find anything. And then boom, right in his lap, beautiful woman. So he hits her back up. Boom. They start talking. They hit it off. They're da-da-da-da, back and forth. They're off to the races. And they spend the rest of the night talking on the app. And he really likes her. They get to know each other so quick. And he's like, wow, this is moving so fast and I really like her. And she's actually the aggressive one. So she's the one that's like, what are you doing? Da-da-da, just like all up his butt. And when the evening comes, she's like, what are you up to? Instead of us talking on the phone, you should just pull up. Like, I would love to see you in person. And he loves the idea, but he's so rigid and he's so stationary. He's just such a good guy. Like, doesn't do spontaneous stuff like that. So he already has his whole Friday planned out. He has to be at work in the morning. He has to wash his clothes, his gym clothes. He got stuff to do. So he's like, no, I can't just pick up and leave tonight. I got this. I got to do that. I got to do that. But maybe let's try again tomorrow. She's like, okay. Boom. After he said that he couldn't meet up with her, she just disappeared. She's like, okay, I'm gonna call you back. And then she just disappeared. And he was like, what the heck? Like, we was talking all day. Everything was great. And the minute that I said I couldn't hang out, she had to go. And then he texted her good night and she never responded. And he was like, okay. But he didn't think anything of it. He was just thinking like, maybe she just did something else because whatever. So he goes to sleep thinking about her. He's really excited. He's like, dang, I finally met somebody. And mind you, this is really fast. Like, this is all happening really fast. And she's actually the one that's moving pretty quick with it. And she's a beautiful woman. So he don't mind at all. He's actually like, wow, did God just bless me? God isn't the only one. So he wakes up in the morning and he's excited. He's like, okay, it's Friday. All I got to do is do this, and this, and I'm free, da. So he hits her up like, what are you doing tonight? Like, you want to meet up tonight, da. Boom. She's reactivated. She's like, okay, yeah, let's get up tonight, da. So they steady talking all day again, texting, da. And he's just so in love. Like, and it's so crazy because this is all so quick, but she was the one that was pushing it. So they end up talking about what they're going to do at night. And she's like, do you smoke? Like, do you want to smoke? And like I said, he doesn't drink that much, but he's a social drinker, a social smoker, and he doesn't mind, So he's like, I don't smoke like that, but we can smoke. And she was like, okay, cool. I'm going to call my guy and get it for us. Just bring the cash. And he was like, okay, that's fine. And like I said, he's excited to see her because the night before he couldn't come through. So he didn't know if that turned her off or if she wasn't interested anymore. So whatever she was asking, he was like, I could do that. And like I said, he makes good money and he doesn't have a curfew. He doesn't have any kids. So he's just like, whatever she was asking, he was like, okay, I could do that. So she was like, yeah, so just bring the cash. I'm going to grab the weed. And then she's like, do you want to drink? And he was like, yeah, we could drink. Let's pregame at my house. And after that, we can decide if we want to go out or whatever we want to do. And he was like, okay, cool. So then that's when they decide to exchange numbers. So I guess all of this was happening on the app. And once they exchange numbers, of course, he has an iPhone. So he realizes that she's texting from a non-iPhone. So he asked her, like, is this your real number? Are you texting me off a text app? Like, what's going on? And she was like, oh, yeah, since I don't know you yet and she was like, oh yeah, when I meet people off the dating app, I don't give them my number right away because it's a dating app, you know? And then he was like, okay. So he did kind of, he thought about it for a second. It wasn't a red flag. It wasn't a siren going off. It was more like, you know how you got to change the batteries in the smoke detector and it's like making them little noises, but you start not even hearing it anymore. That's the siren that was going off on his head. It wasn't a real one. It was just faint. So boom, she's texting him, calling him off a text app. He's like, it's fine, whatever. He's excited to see her. It's Friday. And he basically gets ready, puts on his best clothes, his good jeans. He spray a little cologne, take a shower, like he literally got so dressed. He even went and got a haircut. Like he was so ready to just go out and be in the presence of a woman. Like that's all he wanted to do. He wanted to be in the presence of a soft woman because all he does is work all day and play basketball with his boys, and he hasn't found anybody that he really likes. And boom, girl fell into his lap. So he's excited. So he goes to the bank, he gets cash out, he gets extra cash because they might go out to eat. He goes to get a bottle. So then he goes to the gas station to get chaser. And he sees a single rose. And he was like, "Aw." And he buys her the rose. And that's what I'm going to say. If a dude can't buy you flowers, he really don't like you. Because he was at the 7-Eleven gas station and he didn't even meet the girl yet. And he bought her a flower because he really liked her. You see the difference? Nobody had to force him to do that. But again, he's just a really good guy. He's just a sweetheart. He's the type that opens your door. All that. So he grabs her the flower, and on the way to her house, it's like 20 minutes away. They're talking on the phone. They're talking about what they're going to do. And she's like, okay, I'm going to hurry up and finish getting dressed. When you get here, let me know. So he gets there and it's a big, huge parking lot. Mind you, it's an apartment building. So big, huge, a whole bunch of different apartments, big parking area. And he gets a little bit lost. So he calls her and she doesn't answer. And he's like, he gets a little annoyed, like, why would you have me come all the way over here and now you're not answering the phone? But he calls her again and then she answers and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was in the shower. I'm just like trying to hurry up and get dressed, but just grab everything and walk towards this way. So he was like, okay. And then he hangs up, and he said he felt like a little bit of a weird feeling because when he pulled into the parking lot, it was so dark. And he said looking back on it, he should have knew that was a warning sign. There was no lights. There was no working street lights. There was no working parking lot lights. All there was the faint lights on the buildings. So it was so dark. So that was the first thing that he noticed. Like, dang, it's so dark. And it kind of made him feel like a little bit uneasy, but it still did not deter him. So what? This is probably like the third red flag. First red flag, she was moving too fast. Way too fast. She wanted to kick it the first night that they met. If it's too good to be true, it's not true. Like every time they tell you that, that's the truth. Nothing is that easy. Okay, I'm a girl. If it's that easy, it's not that easy. Number 2, she was texting him off a text app. I don't gotta even explain that part. Number 3, he should have never met her at her house. But let's go. Let me finish the story. So he grabs all of his stuff. He has his wallet, his keys, the alcohol in a bag, and he has the chaser, and he has a bunch of cash in his pocket. So he starts walking towards the building, and he starts calling her, and she's not answering. And then he's like, oh, what the heck? So he gets a little bit of annoyed because the parking lot is so far away from the apartment building that he has a far way to walk. But then all of a sudden, somebody just pops up. And they start waving from way far away, like, hey, I'm right here. And so he's like, oh, there she is. And he can't really see her because she's so far away and it's so dark. But he can hear her voice. And he was like, okay, that's her. And she wasn't answering the phone. So he starts walking towards that way. So he's walking and it's dark and it's cold and he's walking. And since it's cold, she goes back into the hallway and the door closes. And he's just assuming, okay, it's cold. Like she's just, So he's walking. Boom. He gets on the sidewalk. He walks up the stairs, pushes the door open, and boom. What do you think happened? Let me know in the comment section. Boom! Somebody punched him in his face. And he said all he remembers is hearing boom! The bottle falls to the ground and shatters. And that's the last thing that he remembers. Another guy comes out, and they all start beating him up. boom, 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 kicking him, beating him, and they're asking him, where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? Boom, 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 boom. And they start going through his pockets. They rifling through his pockets. They stole all his money. They stole 2 phones. They stole his car keys. And then they stole the other bottle that didn't break. They grabbed all his stuff and they and they ran. Left him in the hallway, bloody, leaking, laid out on some glass. The girl is nowhere to be found, mind you. The girl disappeared as soon as before he even got into the hallway, the girl was already gone. He never even got to see her face. And he crawled out of the apartment building hallway, crawled out onto the floor, and collapsed. And lucky for him, there was 2 people walking by, and they called the police because the robbers took his phone. And he just laid there until the ambulance came. The ambulance took him to the hospital. He had to get 2 stitches in his eyebrow. They busted his lip, and they fractured his nose. So he's completely looking like Martin. His whole face is swole up, looking crazy. And not only that, it's the internal bruises, his ego, his pride, his sense of security. It's all bruised. It's all bad. It's all messed up. And I feel so bad for him because, like I said, he is such a good guy. He has never played on no female's emotions. He hasn't, nothing that I know of. He hasn't done any of that. So for this to happen to him, it's so unfortunate because he's a good guy. Like, why do bad things happen to good people? I do not know. I know it sounds so cliche, so elementary, but that's a dead ass real question that I always have. Why do bad things happen to good people? Because bad people walk around and I don't see them getting into trouble. Like, I don't know. Maybe because good people don't play defense. I don't know. I don't know. But he had to get stitches, and he's just really, really messed up about this whole situation. And it just really sucks because all he was doing was looking for love. Love. He wasn't even looking for sex. He was looking for love. He actually wanted to find a girl that he could spend the winter with, that he could chill with, that he could have fun with. And he ended up meeting a scammer. A scammer. And like I said, she disappeared. And I'm sure you can already put 2 and 2 together. She had a text number. He calls the number's disconnected. She turned off all those numbers. She disappeared. Her profile's gone, everything. He don't even know if that picture was really her because he couldn't see her from all the way far away. And since she was moving so fast, he didn't even get to FaceTime her and verify. They just exchanged pictures and he trusted it because he didn't even care. He was just like, if this don't work out, I'll just leave, thinking it's just a casual date. But he really liked her. He did not do his due diligence. And I think that that's the part that really eats him up inside because he's smarter than that. He's a very, very well-educated guy, but I don't think he's that street smart. And I know you're watching this right now. No offense. Please don't take that to heart. I'm just saying that it's not only you. This is a lot of men. And this is why I'm on here giving this warning to all of you that may be out there meeting up with different girls. Even if you're not meeting them on dating apps, if you're meeting them on Instagram, if you're meeting them, like, please, 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 please have your guard up. It's not the same as it used to be. Like these days, 2025 and beyond, everybody's crazy. Everybody is crazy. Everybody's smutted out. Everybody want to be a scammer. They think it's cool. And people are broke. I think we're in a silent recession. So people are doing stupid things. Like, this is a stupid petty crime. To me, this is one of the dumbest robberies that you can do because there's so much, you're leaving a digital footprint. Like, I'm sure the Chicago police don't really have time to investigate this that tough because there's murders that they still haven't solved. But if he really wanted to hire a private investigator and put his money up, because he got the money, he could probably figure out who did this. But this is just such a stupid, stupid crime. Like, it doesn't weigh the odds and pros and cons don't 6, 7. Like, it don't weigh. Because he probably had like $300 on him, a bottle, a phone, and that's all they got. So for all that plotting and planning and all the risk, you got $300 in a bottle of Casamigos. Like, that doesn't add up. And he could have lost his life. It's not enough. So these are stupid petty crimes, and I'm sure these are stupid dumb criminals that are doing these stupid petty crimes. And I just wanted to get up on here and warn you. Even though he didn't want to do his interview at this moment, he still wanted me to get on here and let you guys know so this does not happen to anybody else, because he's just sure that this is probably going on. So if this has happened to you or anybody else that you know, please let us know in the comment section. I know he can't be the only one. So while I was actually doing the research for our interview, I decided to start looking to see if there was more stories like this. And doggone it, Of course, there's more stories like this. So I put together a compilation of more stories just like this that happened to young men that were just trying to meet girls. You guys you just have to be more careful. Like, you gotta be more careful. I know a pretty face, big butt, like, especially if you really, really want to go chill, you might let your guard down, but there's ways that you could do it. He could have met her in a public place, but even then, he could have had somebody follow him. You know what I mean? Like, it's all bad. It's all bad out here. Y'all got to be careful. Honestly, you really, really got to talk to these girls before you get to know them. Get an ID. Take a picture of an ID. Like, please. If they're not up to nothing malicious, they should have no problem FaceTiming you, showing you what they need. Like, I don't even know, man. Because even if he did go to a public place, or like, there's so many different ways. She could have even waited longer and still... Listen, I feel so bad for him. My heart breaks for him. And I just wanted to get up on here and warn you guys, because it is the holiday season. Winter's coming up. Everybody's trying to chill and be booed up in the house. And that's all he was trying to do. He was just trying to chill and be booed up. So if these girls is trying to invite you to their house, don't go right away. And just have your guard up at all time. Have your guard up at all time. Especially with these new meetups, these new girls. You really don't know. And it's really not worth it. It's not. If anything sounds fishy or weird, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And the crazy thing is, she was so thirsty to go out on Thursday, and he turned her down on Thursday, and then she disappeared because she was looking for her next trick. She was looking for another victim. Anyway, he made a police report. The police are still investigating. Of course, they haven't found her. She turned her phone off. They're still trying to see if there is video anywhere in the apartment building. This just happened, so he's still trying to put it all together, but he's pretty much doing this all on his own because, like I said, the Chicago police are so busy, and it's just, he's actually really embarrassed. If it wasn't for the fact that he had to go to the hospital, I don't even think he would have made the police report. And that's why I know that there's a lot more cases like this, because this is embarrassing and people don't want to make police reports about something that happened to them. A lot of people would probably just sweep it under the rug and keep it moving. But that's the last thing that you need to do, because that's probably how they've been getting away with this for so long. Because like I said, I'm sure that this has happened to more people, because just by me Googling it, I saw 20 different stories about girls meeting people on dating apps and tricking them and robbing them. Like, this is the stupidest crime to me. Like, I hate it. I hate it so much, because what are you thinking? The person's not going to call the police and try to come find you after you did that? It doesn't make any sense. But he's doing okay. He's going to be okay. And he walked away with his life. His heart is bruised. His ego is bruised. And I don't think he's going to be dating anytime soon. Which really sucks. Really sucks. I hope he doesn't turn into an asshole because this happened. But would you blame him? What I was thinking about is what makes a woman want to do something like this? Like, what kind of trauma did she go through to make her become the setup queen? She had to have been really, really violated in her life for her to decide to just start setting people up. But yeah, send him your prayers, send him your love. We're not going to disclose who he is because he's not ready for that. But when he is ready, he is going to come on my platform and tell his full story so that you guys could get all the details. Because I'm sure I told the story really quick, but it's something that he definitely wanted me to get on here and let you guys know. So basically, long story short, my young, athletic, attractive, mid-30s African-American man with no kids, plays basketball, really good job, bachelor pad, own car, everything a woman would be looking for. He was too busy working, so he couldn't date like the average Joe. He made a profile on POF, met a girl, and she set him up to get robbed. That's basically it. And after they beat him up, stole all his money, he never saw her again. And he has 4 stitches and a broken heart. And he took his POF countdown. He let POF know, but they don't care. And to this day, nobody has been arrested and they have no updates on the case. So please, please, please be careful, y'all. Be careful out there in your quest for love, because all he was doing was looking for love, and I guess all the wrong places. Stay tuned for more. Andrea O.
Online meetup ends with a robbery in East Memphis. Police say these 2 twin sisters are at the center of the alleged plot. WRG's Bria Jones has more on what could serve as a cautionary tale for anyone using a dating app.
Double trouble for one man hoping for a date.
You just made that man never want to have another date in his life. He's scared.
18-year-old twin sisters Mackenzie and Kirsten Page now charged with aggravated robbery. Back in December, a man told Memphis police he met a woman named Cashmere on a dating app.
Pensacola couple is accused of using a dating app to rob a man, and now they're behind bars. The victim actually had to run a half-mile just to call 911. News 5's Cody Long is live tonight in Pensacola with more on how all this happened. Hey, Cody.
Yeah, the man was robbed at an apartment complex just down the street. He ran down East Olive Road to this hookah lounge, and that is where he called for help. This man and woman are in the Escambia County Jail. Ellery Laster Jr. and Rebecca Cooley, a couple who allegedly worked together to rob a stranger.
Well, police say two women turned a dating app into a trap.
Yeah, so take a look. These women are accused of luring men to a building in Brooklyn and robbing them instead of making a love connection. This is apparently a pattern, and police say the women had help.
Just released video tonight of a wanted woman. Dallas police say drugged a man and then robbed him, but he might not be her only victim.
Police say here's the woman. Her name is Angelina Esty. Now, as you look at this video, and in the first portion, we blurred the victim's face. It is the same MO. These women say police, they meet these guys. These guys, in this case, it looked like he was going in for the kiss, but that would end up in heartbreak because he had his Rolex taken, say police. And there are a number of other cases this woman is attached to in Miami Beach.